So NXT Vengeance Day just happened and we're going to talk about it. The whole thing opens up with the Dusty Classic Tag Team Club final thing, Trick Melo Gang versus Wolf Dogs. No Booker T on commentary, so we get the Wade Barrett's version of Booker's ad-lib during Trick's entrance. He's going like, whoa, that you, oh yes sir, whoa, that you can't go, whoa, good, that Trick, oh yeah, baby, whoa, man, it was... Now, why are Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker so good together? Braun came out in a motorcycle to surprise Corbin, and then they look at each other and they was like, man, screw this. Let's just ride around the sunset. Let's just go for a nice little bike ride around the city or something. And then Corbin's bike almost goes off into the crowd while he's getting off it. Trick and Melo seem to be on the same page during the match. The match happens, nothing too crazy. They're just doing their thing. Trick and Melo got the upper hand at the beginning, but then the Wolf Dogs get the run. Man, that backflip cutter thing that Braun is doing, that thing is crazy. At some point, Braun literally bypasses matter itself and goes through the ring ropes. Haters might say he got caught on the ropes, but don't listen to them. Wolf Dogs are flowing, man. Tag team action at its best. They isolate Carmelo for like a long time. They're just beating that boy down. Trick finally comes in. He dominates, cleans house, but then seems to mess up his knee on a kip up. What? At one point, Braun picks up Melo, then throws him at Trick. Trick catches Melo, but then Braun suplexes Trick while he's still holding on to Melo, basically making Trick hit Melo with one of those like over-the-head body slam things. Man, even Corbin went flying over the ropes at one point. Trick's bleeding. Braun somersaults from the top rope to the outside of the ring. Wolves are trying to get like a double superplex thing, but like Melo and Trick counter. Melo goes for nothing but net. Corbin intercepts. Trick intercepts, but then Braun hits a spear on Melo, and then the Wolf Dogs get the win. Yes, the right people won. I need that Wolf Ducks merch. Next was Dijak versus Joe Gacy, the pain fetish duo. They started hitting each other with batons and whatever. Like, Dijak doesn't even take off his leather jacket. Joe sits Dijak on a chair and then does like a cannonball other stair step onto him. Dijak was beating Gacy hard, but Gacy just kept kicking out and smiling at him. Dijak put a trash can over Joe's torso, then starts kicking him and says like, stay down, you stupid son of a bitch. He keeps kicking him. Gacy keeps getting up and eventually headbutts Dijak with a trash can. Dijak goes for a spring something from like the outside of the ring to the inside, but then Joe pushes him and Dijak literally goes flying all the way like to like the entrance and then goes through a table. They had some toys on it. Yeah, you heard me. I said that right. Gacy then wraps tape over Dijak's eyes and then starts hitting him with candlesticks, but Dijak then manages to get a hold of him and hits Feast Your Eyes, but then he can't find Gacy to pin him. After another exchange, Dijak manages to hit Feast Your Eyes again, this time for the victory, and Gacy is out cold, but he has a smile on his face. This was weird. Let's just keep going. Then we get a segment for like the Chase U countdown that's going on sale. Apparently they're going to sell this thing on WWE.com. I guess you can buy it right now. Let me see what else I got on my notes here. Ova Femi is doing bicep curls with the stage. Yeah, let's just keep going. La Familia versus OTM. Remember the Wolf Dogs came out in badass motorcycles? Well, OTM came out in bicycles. Rissa got, Rissa got actual ring gear this time instead of just some like velvet sweats. Parker and Rissa like just start beating each other up for a little bit. You know, both teams are moving like really good doing their spots. Stacks is getting worked, man, annihilated. Then Bronco and Nima were going off with the sequences from cheating to tag team moves and more. Man, these two are like improving really fast. Tony D tags in, he does his thing, you know, wakes up Stacks from being knocked out just to throw him to the outside. Rizzo goes crossbody from the top row to the outside. Tony gets Lucian Price back into the ring and then hits Forget About It for the victory, and La Familia retains. Then we get a little video package from like Kiana James and Izzy Dame. They're talking at like a resort or something, playing their next move, and apparently they're going after Kalani Jordan before she actually starts getting good. I don't know what that means. Next up is Roxanne versus Lyra Valkyria. Commentary starts by putting over that Roxanne has never been beaten for a title that she's held. They're rolling all over like counter to counter, doing holds, grab this, grab that, you know, oh, squeeze. They're pretty well matched, pretty much equal exchanges until Roxanne hits Pop Rocks. But then Lola Vice's music hits, and then she has her contract. Ain't a referee, like there's not already a referee in the ring, but whatever. Paxley then appears out of nowhere and then tries to block her, but then she gets kicked out of existence, and it's official. It's a triple threat, man. Lyra gets hit with the kick instantly, and Lola starts choking Roxanne. She does the kick thing, gets a triangle in, but Lyra jumps from the top row to like break it. I will say this thing really picked up big time after the cash-in. Roxanne hits Pop Rocks again on Lyra, but Paxley gets into the ring to go after Lola, but gets shoved onto Roxanne, taking her out of the ring, and then Lyra hits Night Witch on Lola, and ooh, yeah, she got pinned. We then see Lola Vice crying in the corner, and Roxanne is literally barking at her from the outside. She is angry. We got another clip from the Chase U. The new guy, I forgot his name. I forgot his name, but the new guy asked Thea to be his Valentine. And yeah, whatever. And then we go to Dragon Lee versus Obafemi. Man, Obafemi is like a unicorn. Okay, he is a unicorn. Lee starts up hot, kicking and diving, but guess what? Obafemi is a beast, and he just beats him up. Dragon Lee was moving fast, but nothing was good enough to stop Oba. Dude, Obafemi is showing so much so early. Like, the power moves are there, the personality during the match is there. He's selling pretty good too, and he is huge. Did I mention he's gigantic? At one point, Oba breaks a submission by biting the rope. Okay, that is star level behavior. The story here is that Obafemi just won't go down no matter what Dragon Lee hits. And he's hitting him hard. And even when he's down, it's only a few seconds and then he just gets back up. Dude, Obafemi gets possessed. He chokeslams Lee into Wade Barrett's chair and then gets him into the ring and starts pummeling Lee until he hits the pop-up powerbomb for the win. It was beautiful. Who, like, okay, like, answers, leave it in the comments. Who beats this guy right now? Anybody has a guess who can actually stand up to Obafemi currently that is believable? Which is also crazy because Obafemi has 3 matches on, like, actual NXT. Like, this guy is brand new. And, and there's nobody that's been here for a long time that is believable to beat him. That's kind of crazy. Then we get another clip with Chase U, and it's Lexis King, man, also known as Lexis Crib. Lexis King is uncomfortably amazing. This guy opens the calendar and says, "Ooh, Miss April, the hell. How about a little spring fling with the Lexis King?" New guy interrupts, I still don't remember his name, and confronts him, and they start fighting. Then we cut to Ava getting interviewed, and she has the biggest smile. Meanwhile, 2 of her employees are fighting on the back, like, Ava, do your job. Apparently, NXT is going back on the road, so that's cool. I know Steve and Larson are gonna be happy about what a quote, leaving that rinky-dink studio. We then get a shot at Roxanne and Lola. They're fighting backstage. Even Road Dogg had to get involved to break them apart, so you know it's serious. And then it's the main event. Trick Willy, whoop that Trick, versus the Mad Dragon, the guy with the red eyes, Ilya Dragunov. We get a pretty good, like, emotional video package about Trick's come up. Man, the match begins, but Trick opens up spicy, man. He's hitting. Ilya is feeling them, like, Trick got his lip busted. Ilya's nose starts to bleed. They're slapping each other up. Trick is so over that the people actually booed Ilya. They're bleeding, they're screaming, they're hurting. Melo is looking hard as Ilya destroys Trick in front of him. All he can do is give little pep talks to Trick. Trick just straight up slapped the shit out of Dragunov at one point, and then Ilya went stupid. These two were beating each other up so bad with no time in between. Ilya is seeing red, Trick is seeing red. Trick Willy then hits a disgusting looking Uranagi from the apron to the floor, but then Melo has to get on Ilya's face and starts talking shit for no reason, and Ilya shoves in, which accidentally causes Melo to hit Trick on the back of the knee. He had twigged during the tag team match, which I had completely forgotten about because he hadn't sold the knee the whole match. Now Trick is hurt, but he's still in the match. He even mocks Ilya doing the deep breath thing and then hits him with the forearm strike, the H-bomb, man, but Dragunov like quickly turns it around, hits him with his own H-bomb, drags him across the ring, and then hits a super mega, like, the H-bomb from the top of the ropes, and then Melo knows it's over. You can see it in his face, man. He's sad, man. 1, 2, but wait, Trick Willy kicks out, man, and people go crazy. People were screaming, man. It was a roar. Now Melo gets on the apron again for no reason. Melo, sit down. Go home. I know Trick wanted you to be there, but, like, go home. I guess he was trying to tell the ref that, like, to count faster or something. Like, hey, he actually had it. That was 3. I counted. I don't know what that was. That was right after Trick Williams hit a spin kick and got a 2 count. Trick Williams then bumps into the referee, who hits Melo by accident because Ilya got out of the way. But then Willy connects with the Trick knee, literally gets a 10 count by the crowd. New Red comes in. It goes crazy. I think it was 1, 2, and no, he kicks out, man. He got a 12 count on Ilya. Trick Williams got a 12 count on Ilya Dragunov. Ilya manages to sneak another H-bomb, then drags him to the corner for the mega H-bomb. But guess what? Trick Willy put his knees up to counter, then they both go to opposite corners, and now it's finisher versus finisher. But, unfortunately, Torpedo Moscow hits harder than the Trick knee, and Ilya gets the win. Trick is crying. Melo is gaslighting him, and then, oh no, Carmelo Hayes, I can't believe it. He hits the bad knee of Trick from behind like a bitch. Then he gets a chair, and Ilya's gone. He doesn't give a shit. Melo is just straight up destroying Trick Williams' knee with a bunch of chair shots. The people are booing. He keeps going. He opens up the chair. He sits down and he says, "There can only be one, and that's me." Oh, that's him. I don't know. I broken. I punched through my computer screen at this point. And that's NXT Vengeance Day, man. This was entertaining. This was exciting, emotional. Notable things about the show: the Wolf Dogs. See you next time.